First at 7, the Kent County prosecutor announced he will not retry Christopher Schurr in the death of Patrick Lyoya. This comes weeks after a jury deadlocked in Schurr's case. They were unable to convict or acquit him of second-degree murder or as a second option manslaughter. Prosecutor Chris Becker said today the jury was initially split 4 to convict, 4 to acquit, and 4 undecided. Well, that shifted to about 7 to 5 around the first time the jury said it could not reach a verdict. They deliberated some more, but at the end were stuck at 10 to acquit and 2 to convict. Though Schurr's defense attorney says the final vote was 11 to 1. Becker said if the case were to be retried, he wouldn't expect a different verdict.
One of the biggest reasons is, I looked at my case specifically, and I don't think it comes in any differently. A lot of times in a retrial, you have things that didn't come in cleanly. You have things that may have not been up, gone the way you hoped. This came in as clean as I could have expected. I thought we presented a good case. I presented everything I wanted. All the facts were out there that I had, and it's not like I can change anything. There's no different things that I'm going to be able to change in presenting this case a second time. Something that I missed, something along those lines, and that very often goes into these decisions that, well, we could have done this differently. No case is absolutely perfect, but there are, minor things that may have happened, but there's nothing earth-shattering that's going to change how I present this case or what the facts are that come into the case.
Schurr's attorneys Matthew Borula and Mark Dodge said their client feels relieved and vindicated by Becker's decision.
Obviously a sense of relief, vindication following the trial and now this decision, but certainly not celebration. As far as for the last 3 years, it's never been anything to celebrate from Mr. Schurr's family.
The prosecutor got this right here, that a retrial wouldn't be good for anybody because at best it would end up in another hung jury.
And News 8's Adriana Doria is live near the Kent County Courthouse where crowds are gathering. Adriana, what can you tell us about the atmosphere there?
Amber, yeah, the crowd has definitely increased in the last hour. Right now, they're all kind of gathered in a little huddle listening to various speakers, one of those speakers being Robert Womack, Kent County Commissioner. He's been very vocal throughout this entire process. But this is a lot of the similar people that we have seen, in the days during this trial and the days following, all coming out here to show their support for Patrick Lyoya and his family. Tonight, though, the message is similar but different. They are disappointed, ultimately, with the decision to not retry this case. They are saying that they're disappointed but not surprised. They want to continue to voice their concerns. We've seen people chanting, we've heard people chanting, and we've seen them holding their signs with various cars coming by to honk. Now, we also saw Mayor LeGrand across the street. He wasn't participating, but he was simply observing. He says he wanted to see everything with his own eyes and ensure everyone felt safe and that this remains peaceful, which he says it is. He was not willing to comment on camera with his reaction to the news today and that ultimate decision to not retry, but he did speak to the media to share what he has witnessed outside of the courthouse today. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I think that we all have work to do to make Grand Rapids a place where everyone feels like justice is delivered, and we have a goal and we have a mandate to continuously improve how we live together in this community, and that's true every day when we wake up.
Yeah, they have just started chanting here behind me. You can probably hear very faintly, no justice, no peace. That really has been the main theme here outside of the courthouse for the last hour from those speakers and from the chants behind me. Now, ultimately, they say the fight is not over for justice in terms of that civil trial, and also they're going to continue to make their voices heard to show their disappointment with this decision. We'll be out here for this protest. We'll be bringing you all of that coverage on News 8 at 10 and 11 tonight. But for now, live in Grand Rapids, I'm Adriana Doria, News 8.